Have you dreamed of bigger things for your life? Then you are in the right place. Each week, you will be given tips on how to change your inner dialogue, conquer your goals, and ways to step into a higher version of yourself. I'm your host, Lauren Kubat. I'm a motivational speaker who hosts personal development events. I'm a sought-after fitness instructor, a wife, and a mom of 2 young boys. I'm obsessed with all things personal development, and I believe anyone can achieve the life they want. Let the Become Your Vision podcast be the inspiration you need to step into greater things. Now let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Today I have an interview for you guys. Today we have Taylor Zandi, who is a former college dancer from the University of South Carolina, turned into a mother of 1-year-old twin girls, falling in love with the fitness world. She is a newly certified personal trainer looking to specialize in postpartum health and fitness for women. Welcome to the show, Taylor.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Yay. Okay. So first and foremost, you are going to be, or were you featured in the Oblique magazine?
Yes. So I'm going to be in the July edition. So if you've ever read an Oblique magazine or seen one, pretty much in the back, there is a specific area to which they're going to be focusing on certain movements and things like that. So they select certain fitness I would say personal trainers, anybody that's really big into the fitness world, and they kind of focus on certain areas. So I will be in the back. So I will be doing some deadlifts, some back exercises and things like that. So I'm pretty excited to be featured for the first time. So it's gonna be fun.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How did how did John find you?
So my mom, actually, she's general manager for Gold's Gym, North Charleston.
Okay.
Shout out to my Gold's Gym people. But so obviously he's done a lot with a lot of the facilities around here, and especially the Gold's Gym facilities. And honestly, Sam, Huey, she's, been one of the cover girls. She's one of our personal trainers at the gym, and she recommended me. And he has a really good relationship with John. So
yeah,
just kind of worked out.
That's awesome. I just interviewed her actually earlier today.
I saw that. Yeah, she's awesome. She's incredible, actually. So
yeah, that's exciting.
And her training's awesome. Yep. I'm really excited. So that will be in the July edition. I think it's a 4th of July theme. So be on the lookout for that too.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about your dancing career at University of South Carolina. So I grew up dancing. I was in dance in middle school. I love to dance. So when I saw that, I was like, so cool because we can vibe on that. Have you always been a dancer?
So it's actually a really funny story. I have always been an athlete my whole life. So I started off as a year-round swimmer and was actually first in state when I was 8 years old. And my dad, we had like a small little dance facility next to where we went to go get videos, like Blockbuster videos.
Yeah.
And one day I was like, Dad, I just want to take a dance class. And so he just signed me up for this random hip hop class. And I jumped in, fell in love with it. And I was like, I don't want to dance anymore, or I don't want to swim anymore. So here I am, an 8-year-old making big time decisions and switching over to dance, and have been really doing it ever since. I still swam a little bit in high school. Played softball, juggled a lot, but dance was always the number one in my life. So
yeah,
just decided to stick with it.
So you danced in high school?
Yes. So I was a competitive dancer throughout middle high school, and I went to Charleston County School of the Arts too for dance. I was a dance major. So I've always been surrounded by it. So yeah.
That's awesome. So what was the audition process like at the university? Did you feel, was it grueling?
So the thing with college dance teams is, I know that a lot of people think that dancers aren't athletes, but we very much, I think, are.
For sure.
I know that some people might disagree, but the conditioning, the training, it takes a lot. Like we're like flipping on our heads and doing head springs and all these crazy things. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie, it was intimidating. You're not just competing and hoping for a spot from people that are local. I mean, I was on a team with people that were from California, from New York. I mean, it's crazy. And the Carolina girls, that's the dance team I was on. They actually just won a national championship for the first time in program history. So, I mean, they are just on the up and up. They're incredible. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it was an intense process. You basically go for a weekend. There's an interview. There's certain rounds where it involves flexibility. You do different styles of dance. There's a palm aspect just because we're on the field at.
Oh my gosh, so exciting. So you cut out again a little bit there. We were able to get most of it, I think. So we'll see if the internet
Might be
um
my end. Sorry.
acts up for us. That's okay. That's okay. It happens. This is technology, right? But you,
Right.
I think the end you said that was like the best 4 years of your life. You really enjoyed it, but
Mm,
it was intense.
for sure. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy the dance teams that you come across, like the amount of conditioning and working out. And you have to be well rounded for sure.
Yeah. Did you do that for 4 years?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then was a captain my senior year. Actually won an MVP award my senior year, which was awesome. Some of the biggest athletes to ever come out of the University of South Carolina got the same thing that I did. So it's pretty cool to be on that caliber and be
Yeah.
thought of so highly, you know? So,
That's so
um,
huge.
yeah, it was awesome for sure.
So was it when you graduated, was it a hard thing to leave behind because you spent so much of your life doing it?
That honestly was probably the hardest transition, you know, not just coming out of college and entering the real world, but I feel like people that have played a sport or have had a hobby that they have to basically walk away from,
Hmm.
um, because it has a shelf life, unfortunately. Um, it's hard. You define yourself pretty much by that. I mean, when you're 16, 18, 21 years old. Um,
Hmm.
so it was hard, you know. And then I tried out for the NFL. I tried out for the Top Cats twice. Didn't make it either time, so that made it a little bit harder.
Mm.
But I'm where I'm supposed to be, so
Yeah.
I miss it every day. And of course, there's different opportunities to still take class and things like that too. So,
Right.
but yeah, it was a pretty tough transition for sure.
Yeah. I think it's pretty badass that you tried out for the NFL too, and you did it twice. And, most people wouldn't even, try and then try again. So I feel like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like it's hard. They say that like less than like 1% of people can actually go to like the highest level in their hobby, and like just the thought, like just try, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Um and if you fail, who cares? At least you
Hmm.
tried. You'll never know if you don't try.
For sure.
And that's always what I try to tell myself. For yeah, I mean, no matter what it is.
Yeah, love that. Did you, when you were a dancer in college, did you feel like the pressure to look a certain way while, I'm sure there were cameras and, people watching you all the time. Did you feel like, and especially when you're a younger woman, I feel like you're going through things hormonally and personally, and then the pressure of people, watching you and looking at your body. What was that like?
Absolutely. So I think there's this level you're at. I mean, um, the Carolina girls is, of course, you had to hold yourself to a certain standard, right? Because you are not only on camera, you're not only on SEC Network and ESPN and constantly with cameras in your face, but you're in front of the president of the university. You're in front of children, like little girls that are looking up to you. And so it was not just like us in person having to look a certain way, because of course we had to remain in shape, right?
Mhm.
Um, but never once was I asked to like step on a scale or anything like that. It's just more or less you're trying to set a standard for people, you know?
Right.
Um, and these little girls are looking up to you, and these major donors who give a lot of money to the university are looking at you, and you just want to be presentable, you know?
Mm.
So yeah, I mean there was a certain standard there for sure, but nothing to the point that it was, you know, I would say harsh. I guess,
Right.
because there are a lot of teams, especially at the higher level, that are that way. And I
Mhm.
know that nowadays they're trying to get rid of that. And I mean, you
Yeah.
need to be in shape anyway. You're dancing on a football field in 100-degree heat. You know what I mean? So
Right. Yeah.
you have to have some level of it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah. It's so cool. Well, I think you had a good, perspective on that. And, I think there are pressure in certain teams. There was Heather McWright. She owns her own online bar business. I had her on the show. She's also a sponsor of the show, but she was dancing on cruise ships and they made her step on the scale. And she was talking about how that would lead to, body image issues and things like that. So it's
absolutely.
good to hear that you didn't have to go through any of that.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of times where I've heard from, people who are not necessarily um, they weren't on the same dance team with me or anything like that.
Right. Hey, before we get back into the show, I want to ask you a question. And that is, are you looking for a convenient, affordable, and most importantly, fun workout that you can do wherever and whenever? Then I need to tell you about Bar Where You Are's on-demand workouts. So my girlfriend and fellow boss babe, Heather McWright, has created an amazing online platform with more than 100 different bar, yoga, and dance cardio workouts that are available at the touch of your fingertips. Whether you prefer working out at home, you're planning on going on vacation and don't want to stop your fitness routine, then Bar Where You Are is just what you need. So they have these workouts ranging from 15 minutes to an hour, and they literally have everything that you need. And lucky for you, Become Your Vision listeners are getting access to 10% off your first month. All you have to do is head to barwhereyouaresc.com/online workouts, click subscribe now and enter promo code Become Your Vision for 10% off your first month. I will leave that in the show notes and I promise you, you won't regret it. So, what led you to personal training?
So I'm going to try to make this somewhat brief, but so I had twins. I suffered from severe postpartum depression.
Mm.
Was diagnosed by my OB pretty quickly, and was actually pushed by my mom. Pretty harsh, actually, but just because, to be frank, I was found in my closet and balls on the floor, sobbing, crying, shaking, not wanting to be a mom. I mean, I think that, side note, I think that we don't talk about that enough.
Mm-hmm.
As women, I think that we are scared to talk about these issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we need to start having those conversations and being open and honest with that. And so, yeah, I had really, really, really bad postpartum depression. And eventually, I started walking with my mom every day. I mean, we were in the middle of a pandemic, so it was everything just to get some fresh air outside, So gyms weren't open. I still hadn't been cleared yet. I had gained close to 85, 90 pounds. Yeah, it was crazy. And of course, as women, as we step on a scale and we see that number go up and up and up and up, I mean,
Right.
even if we are pregnant, we're just, I mean, it's scary.
Yeah.
And so I was working on my fitness. And eventually I moved back to Charleston, just to be closer to family and, to have that support and help. And I started working for my mom at the gym and was doing front desk work. And I started working with my trainer, Chris, and I just saw how much it was inspiring people to, no matter what it was, whether it was a mom who had just gotten, back from COVID and had been trapped inside doing homeschool, or somebody that had just had a baby, or, whatever it was. And, I was working really hard. I was grinding it out. I was going in the gym 5 to 7 days a week, was working with my trainer, was trying to eat really healthy. And was just like, this is awesome. Like, I'm inspiring people to kind of persevere and because if I can do it, I can gain 85 pounds and lose it.
Yeah.
Anybody really can, So, I just wanted to help people. I wanted to be more involved. I wanted to, because I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the fitness world. I fell in love with our members. I fell in love with just the idea of doing that for people. And even if it's just to like help them mentally,
Mhm.
get a workout in, like that would mean everything to me. So, I just wanted to be in the trenches with these people, and just kind of walk them through that. So,
Right. And you are absolutely right that we don't talk about postpartum depression a lot. I know a lot of women are ashamed, to admit that, there are parts, maybe that you don't want to be a mom, or you think you don't want to be mom, when you have your baby, and then you can be grateful and all those things. Your hormones are so messed up, things that you wouldn't usually think you're thinking. And then you're feeling terrible about yourself. And then on top of all that, you were dealing with COVID. So how long were you suffering?
so, I had my twins, March 12th. I did not get help, until probably 2 or 3 months later.
Mm,
Um, I was one of I was one of those people that you were just talking about that, was ashamed of it.
mhm,
And it is. Your hormones are all over the place. You got to think like we had just put life into the world and our bodies were all out of whack. And
mhm.
here I was having these awful, awful thoughts like I don't want to be a mom. I don't think I can do this. I'm not going to be good at this. And finally, just with a really big realization from my family, I talked to my OB on the phone for a really long time, and it was just one of those things where we were like, yeah, let's get you some help. And you know
Yeah.
basically like counseling really. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was a good solid 2 to 3 months. And um I wish I would have done it sooner,
Mhm.
but I got a hold of it, and that's all that matters. I feel like a lot of women, like you said, are too ashamed to really ever seek help for it.
Mhm.
And they shouldn't be. But
Yeah.
on top of my OB and being diagnosed, fitness and working out and just being a part of that has helped me and saved me so much. So I can't say that enough for anybody that might be going through that. Just find something
Mhm.
that gets you moving and working, and it'll help you so much mentally, so
Right.
much.
And I think your story can definitely help a lot of women, going through it, or, being able to bond over, similar experiences, especially as a personal trainer. You meet moms oftentimes, and they come in and, they're not confident in their skin. They are, yeah, embarrassed. They put their selves on the back burner for so long. And when they have another woman that has been through it, they're like, they can let their guard down and be like, okay, I'm in good hands. And, you know,
Absolutely.
you gain 85 to 90 pounds. What you have a small frame. How tall are you?
5'5".
5'5". Yeah. And being an athlete your entire life, that was probably hard to see, but you are also carrying twins.
Hmm.
So you have all this, you're a small little thing, and then you're trying to carry all this extra weight and all this movement in your body. And then your first pregnancy is twins, so you don't really know anything else,
Right.
right? So it's like in shock. So what was your pregnancy itself like? Was it hard the entire time, or what was that like?
Yes. My pregnancy was, I don't want to say it was awful, but it was awful.
Yeah.
It was like I found out I was pregnant one day, and the next day I had every symptom under the book. I was sick every single morning. I knew that when my feet hit the floor, I was going straight to the toilet. I was nauseous,
Mm,
heartburn. And that was for 34 weeks, pretty much straight. Yeah. And before I even found out I had twins, I was like, how in the world do people do this?
yeah.
And then it's like, you can't even take 20 steps without feeling winded. And it was intense. Very, very intense.
Yeah.
And on top of that, just gaining all of that weight. and having all this extra, just your body's hurting and you can't
Right.
sleep. And,
Yeah.
but
It's hard to
yeah,
get off
it
the
was,
couch. It's hard to turn over. It's hard to walk,
yeah.
you
And
know,
all you want
all
is
of that.
toaster strudels. Like that's the only thing you crave. So it's like,
Right. You're not craving, chicken and salad or whatever.
no,
You're
never.
craving,
Yes.
you want the carbs and the bread and the pizza and the,
Oh my
all the
gosh.
good stuff.
So bad. So
Yeah.
bad.
Um, so you're back to your pre-pregnancy body. How did that
Mhm.
happen?
So like I said, so I came into Gold's Gym. I was always, I don't want to call it a cardio queen, but I was a cardio queen, getting on the
Mhm.
treadmill every single day. Never was really big into weightlifting. I did CrossFit for a year in college, just because we were required to for dance team. So I lifted back then, but um, I think I was one of these women that you go into the gym and you go straight to the treadmill because that's where you're supposed to be, and that's the other thing is Chris actually really taught me that in order to get to where you want to be and burn more fat and lean out, you have to do weights too. You have to hit and
Mhm.
you have to do that sort of training. You have to shock your system. And that's another thing that I want to help these women do is to basically, it's okay to go back to the weights. It's okay
Mhm.
to pick up a barbell. It's okay to pick up a kettlebell. Like, and go back there with these men that are lifting 400 plus pounds. Like, you do you. Like,
Mhm.
you focus on yourself and you get back there and you grind. Who cares? Like, don't look at the other person next to you.
Mhm.
So I think that kind of getting out of that mindset of, oh, I just need to go to the treadmill, I just need to get on the rower that's in the cardio area because that's only what I can do. Or no, I've learned that going back there and picking up weights and also doing my HIIT training and boxing, like just doing different things,
Mhm.
to kind of transition in and out has really helped. But yeah, Chris helped me a tremendous amount. And not saying you need a personal trainer by any means in order to start, but I was just very fortunate to meet him along the way. But
Yeah.
I will say, like, don't, to any woman that might be listening to this, don't be scared to go back to the weights. Like, just do
Mhm.
it. Like,
Mhm.
just do it.
Just do
Um,
it. Exactly. I couldn't agree more. I think oftentimes women are so intimidated by the
so
weight.
intimidated.
They're
Yeah,
worried that people are looking at them. They're worried about whether they're doing it correctly. But the thing is, at the end of the day, if you don't experiment, you're never going to get better. Just like you said, cardio queen. I think a lot of women tend to be that way, myself included. Um, and then personal training will help you. Taking classes, training classes will help you. And being prepared before you go to the gym. Like,
absolutely.
okay, I'm going to watch a YouTube video on a couple exercises, or I'm going to watch Instagram or something, and going in with a plan and then experimenting with that. So you're not going into the weight room and you're like, okay, well, what do I do now? Some bicep curls, that's like the only one that, we go
Right.
to generally. So having a plan there, but once you get past that, it's like, yeah, who cares? Who cares? Be in your own zone, and you're going to be better off for it.
And having goals too. I mean, even if let's just say like your goal is you eventually want to do 2 pull-ups. Okay,
Right.
great. Try for one. If you fail, like find an assisted way to get there.
Right.
Um, just experiment, like you said, and really branching out. I feel like, and it can help boost your confidence so much more than you realize too. So
Mhm. For sure. Couldn't agree more. Now, you were sick your pregnancy. Were there times where you were able to work out or no?
no, not at all. I mean, it was awful.
Yeah.
Um, I would try and walk every now and again, but it was just I gained weight so quickly.
Mhm.
I was more in pain than anything. Um, so no, I didn't exercise. Now I will say any pregnant woman try to exercise, but you know, keep
Yeah.
moving. But um, no, I didn't. I
Yeah.
couldn't.
Well,
It was awful.
yeah, some women are just have that. My two sister-in-laws were extremely sick with their pregnancies. So it's like it's not something you can control. And, for those that don't get sick, very fortunate, but don't beat yourself up if you physically can't. Your body is going
Right.
through, so many changes. So what would you recommend to women who are pregnant or want to get pregnant? And are there specific exercises that they should try or maybe stay away from?
So this is actually an interesting question because, we have had some pregnant women that come into the gym. I would say mainly keep focus of your heart rate.
Mm,
And if you are somebody that likes to do cardio, and let's just say you were a long distance runner or you were a sprinter, maybe try something else. Maybe try getting on the Stairmaster and not doing such high intensity work, but keep it moving. Maybe doing smaller like pulse exercises, maybe doing some leg lifts, maybe doing some just regular lunges, things that are going to work up your heart rate, but not to the point where you feel like you're going to explode, just keep an eye on that, whether it's with your Fitbit or your Apple Watch. But definitely, because you have a little human inside of you,
mhm,
just pay attention to it. And then as far as weights, obviously pick up a dumbbell,
mhm,
maybe do lighter weight if you need to, assisted things, hip thrusts, things like that are more low impact, but
mhm.
obviously can keep you moving. Um, is what I would recommend as far as that goes.
Right. Love that. For women who want to start exercising after kids, when do you recommend them do so? And what kind of things would you recommend if they want to get, feeling good in their skin again?
So the very first thing I'm going to say is just start. Just walk in the door. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
you look like, walk the door. Um, and then from there, just kind of work your way up. You have to take baby steps. I think that I'm somebody who always likes to like jump in. I jump in immediately and want to start right where I left off, and you can't do that. Um, Work your way back up. Obviously, I wasn't as strong as I was pre, but now I just worked my way back up to that. Um, you just gotta have that mindset. It's all a mindset, and then you have to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then as far as when to start, obviously it's more of like your doctor's discretion. I was allowed to start doing low impact after I think 6 weeks, but I think it just depends on the way you deliver, how smooth your pregnancy went, and then your delivery also, because I had a C-section, so
Mm-hmm.
um, I was also recovering from surgery. So,
Right.
um,
Right.
but yeah, I would just say, just just start. It
Just
doesn't matter
start.
where, just go for it, and find somebody. If you have to find a gym buddy to go with you, do it. Do what's going to
Mm-hmm.
make you comfortable, but just make sure that you stay consistent and something that's going to hold you accountable. Find something you love to do, like you said, whether it's a class or whether it's just going at the same time as somebody and talking to them while you walk on the treadmill, and
Mm-hmm.
then go to lift weights. Like, just find something that's going to keep you motivated.
Yeah.
And I think changing it up too, so that way you don't get burnt out.
Right. And it's crucial that you have time for yourself as
Absolutely. As moms.
yes. It's vital. It's good for them, it's good for you. Um yeah, it's a win-win, million wins to it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so your
Absolutely.
twins are now one. What does your personal workout routine look like?
Yeah. So I do HIIT training Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays are weight training. So HIIT training, it's anything we actually have at the gym. They're called board challenges. So basically, people in our gym, anybody can come do them. One of our trainers sets them up on a board. So basically, he lists out a bunch of different exercises, whether it's a quarter of a mile, whether it's rowing uh, 100 meters or jump roping 200 times, and he puts tick marks underneath it. And as a team, we have to collectively get rid of all the tick marks.
Hmm.
So that's one specific way that I do it. Sometimes I will sprint on the treadmill. Sometimes I'll get on the Stairmaster. I love to box. So I do, like I said, I try to change it up so that way I don't get super burnt out with that type of thing. And then we also have like our HIIT classes at the gym. And I actually just took this class last night. It's called Pound. Have you ever heard of
Mm-hmm.
it? It's with
Yeah.
the drumsticks. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
tried it last night. It was a heck of a workout.
It
It really
is.
was. Have you done it?
I've done it. Yeah. So for listeners are like, what is pound? So you have these drumsticks and you do these like riffs, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There's a sequence here. So you tap twice or whatever the choreo is for that. But yes, and then your arms are hurting. And then depending on what the instructor's taste in music is like, it could be rock or there could be, pop stuff with the drums in it or whatever. But yeah, it is fun. It's definitely different. But it's fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, just try different classes too. Like I said,
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. I was walking in and I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go,
Right.
but I mean,
Yes.
just to change it up. And then like I said, Tuesdays and Thursdays are typically my heavy lifting days. So um I'll do back usually on Tuesdays or my legs on Tuesdays and then arms and upper body and things like that. So yeah.
Interesting. I love that. I love to get different point of view of routines and things because everybody follows something different. And I think listeners enjoy hearing that what people like you do. So
Mhm.
when it comes to fitness, what do you want to instill in your little girls?
So it's actually funny. So my girls actually go to the gym with me every day. So they
Mhm.
hang out with me while I work, and then it's really funny. They love wagon rides. They love being outside. And so my mom will pull them around the wagon while I'm working out, and they just look at me while I'm working out. And they're like, "Wow, I want to do that too. I want to do that too." But I've always said, I've wanted my kids to be active no matter what it was. I think that we live in a generation now where kids are just kind of handed an iPad and told to go in a
Mhm.
corner, and that's that. But I always want my kids to be moving. I want them to find something that they love. Um,
Mhm.
so obviously, if it's a sport, great. If it's dance, great. Gymnastics, I don't care what it is. But
Mhm.
um, I think just, you know, I've always wanted to be somebody for my little girls. I wanted to be somebody that they can look up to. That was my number one goal always.
Mhm.
Um, and so I want them to look at me and be like, you know what? Like, mommy did that, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to,
Mhm.
be this awesome woman who stays fit but also eats the cake. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, has
Mhm.
balance, and lives and is just happy and mentally healthy.
Mhm.
I think that that's the most important thing. So yeah, I'm not saying they have to, wake up at 5 a.m. and go, run 14 miles, but I'd love for them to just be active, go
Right.
outside, climb a tree, you know,
Yes. Just get
you
off
know
the
what I mean?
couch, right?
Yeah, please. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yes, for sure. And some kids just have it naturally in their bones, and other kids you have to
gotta
push a
give them a little
little bit.
push. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
I'm going outside, and usually they want to follow you. So if you're active,
Absolutely.
generally they're going to want to be active too because
Absolutely.
they see you like that. Um, has your approach with fitness changed after kids in any way?
Um, it's be I will say this. It used to be that I had to do it, right?
Mhm.
Because of dance team and things like that. I didn't really have a choice. But I mean now, you know, let's just say I didn't want to work out today. I don't necessarily have to, but it's become a lifestyle.
Mhm.
And that's what you kind of have to look at it as. It's like brushing your teeth. It's like
Mhm.
taking a shower. Um, so yeah, it's definitely changed for me mentally.
Mhm.
I'm obviously already there, but I think that just approaching it that way,
Mhm.
um, it has. I mean, it's my life.
Yeah.
And just like I said, everything is a mindset. So
Mhm.
if you look at it as more of just like something that you need to do every day, and then do it. You don't have to necessarily go to a gym, but just
Go for a walk
walking or
outside.
yeah, just
Yeah.
be careful because it's really hot out.
Yeah,
you know.
go early in the morning or in the evening. If you're in the Charleston area, it's
Right.
hotter than, I don't know, just hot.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure. Where are you from?
I'm from here. Yes, I'm from James Island.
Okay. And where did you live when you were away from family?
I was in Columbia,
Okay,
so
you were
I
in
stayed
Columbia.
in Columbia. I worked for the
Gotcha.
university for about 2 years.
Okay.
And
Okay. So
yep.
that's it's still in South Carolina. I don't even, what is it, west of here?
Yes.
Like,
Or no, north.
north. I don't know. North. I'm
North,
terrible
yeah,
with
somewhere.
directions.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's somewhere in South Carolina. Geography is not my strong suit. Um,
Me either.
we were like, it's in South
Wait,
Carolina.
West. Yeah.
Two of us together.
Right.
Do you follow a specific diet, listeners? If they're, whether depending on when they're at in their fitness journey, it's a very curious question. They want to know what specifically you eat, especially beginners. They're trying to find their way. What does your diet look like?
Yeah. So to be honest with you, I've been one of these crazy people that's tried everything under the sun. And I think that with diet, you have to find something that is going to work for you in the long run. I think that there are a lot of things out there that are great, but they are quick fixes, and then you go back to eating normal, and it's just you gain all the weight back, or whatever it may be. But for me, intermittent fasting has been incredible. So for those that don't know intermittent fasting, so you basically eat, what my trainer suggests is you do 2 large meals within a certain time span. So let's just say I start eating at 11 and I have until 7 to eat. And then after that, I have to fast until the next 11 o'clock time period. But we have an incredible protein shake place next to the gym, Vibe Nutrition. They're awesome. So I do a lot of protein shakes through them. Sometimes with my own protein, sometimes with what they have. So I think they have whey casein and then the Herbalife stuff. But then it's everything from eggs to salads to chicken to, I mean, it's a matter of just like whatever you have in your kitchen, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But I'm also somebody that like loves sweets. So I'm all about lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's all about balance. It's all about the 70 and the 30. That's the way I look at it. So 70% of the time, be good. 30% of the time, like drink your wine on the weekends, eat your cake, like do you.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe in that. I mean, some people are super strict. I'm personally not, because I like to have a life.
Yeah.
But I've tried vegan. I've tried the vegan thing too. I just can't do it.
Yeah. And
but I know it works for a lot of people.
Until you try, right? It's
Absolutely.
like you have to figure, it's a journey. You have to figure out what works for you. And, certain things might work for you for a period of time. And then you're like, okay, I got to switch it up. And, you go through things. It doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean anything like that. It's just, you change, you evolve. That's what humans do. You try the next thing. Yeah. I completely agree with you. So
yeah.
Where can people find you? What's your Instagram handle? If they're in the Charleston area, you're at Gold's Gym in North Charleston.
Yes, Gold's Gym, North Charleston. We're off Ashley Phosphate Road. Yeah, so come see us. Obviously, we have an incredible gym facility. We're very, very family oriented. So you'll notice everybody talks to everybody, and we goof around with one another, but we work hard and we play hard, right? So we're incredible over there. And then yes, like I said, I'm a new certified personal trainer. So I am currently in the training process with our lead personal trainer, and we'll hopefully be starting soon. So be on the lookout. And then I'm going to hopefully get a Instagram kind of roll in with just some of the workouts that I do. Like I said, I want to focus mainly with postpartum moms, but really open to anybody. Just want to kind of help people, So be on the lookout for all those things, but they're coming soon, I promise. So
Yay. Where can people find you now? What's your IG handle?
Tayzan12, TAYZAN12.
Awesome. And I will leave that in the show notes. Thank you so much for being here, Taylor, and thank you for being transparent on your journey. And I hope at least one person can connect with your story and, not feel so alone, because there's nothing to be ashamed of.
No, not at all. So just keep grinding, and all of you moms out there, just stick with it. You got it. You can do it. We're all in this together. So we need to lift each other up and get through it. So
love that. Love that. If you guys love the show, make sure to screenshot the podcast and tag us, Taylor and myself, and I'll leave our information in the show notes. If you can leave a review telling us what you loved about that episode, that'd be incredibly helpful. And remember, you guys, you got this. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you love this episode, make sure you are subscribed so you know when more episodes come available. My goal is to inspire others to become their vision, and one way to get the word out is with reviews. I would really appreciate it if you left an honest review on iTunes, and it would mean so much to me. Thanks again, and remember to go after the life you want. Bye, guys.